Hello everyone and welcome back to Feed the Beast Infinity. Last time we left off we were doing a bit of cleanup. We were cleaning house a little bit. Today I've got a lot done off camera and we are going to be tackling some of that stuff. So as you can see here, I've got enough stuff here to make a 4K ME storage component. Oh, okay, there we go. Now I've been looking up how to make Certus quartz. Okay, so now we just need to go up one more tier. And we'll have the best storage cell in the game. Oh, did the game just crash on me? A little bit. It froze, but we're good to go. So now we just need 2 more of these and we can get ourselves the 16K, get largest storage cell in the game. Oh wait. Bingo, bango, bongo. 16K, largest storage unit in the game. Let's go. Okay, so what I'm going to need now is I'm going to need 3 diamonds, 2 quartz glass. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. 2 quartz glass, no problem. And then I needed some other stuff that I did not pay attention to. Fluix dust, that's what it was. I did pay attention, see? Don't trust... not this bug again. So every so often my research points seem to reset for whatever reason. So that sucks. It really sucks because now I can't scan anything because I've already got it scanned. So it is the worst. Regardless, we don't really need to get into Thaumcraft all that much, so it doesn't really matter. Fluix dust. That would be over here, if at all. It's not. Okay, so Fluix crystals. I need 2 charged Certus quartz. Should have gotten all the components I needed, but whatever. Each of these recipe makes 2, and I need 3, so I need 4. 1, 2. Boop. 1, 2 skidoo, then nether quartz, right? Which I believe I have 2 nether quartz in this chest over here. I may only have 1 actually. I do only have 1. On the other hand, can I pulverize? No, I probably can't. Yeah, I can't. Because that would make no sense. If you could turn the pure ones into dust, then you could just duplicate them again and it would make no sense. Oh, perfect. There's 1 in here. Combined with that 1 over there. We're good to go. All right, Fluix crystals on demand. Alrighty, perfect. Boop boop boop. There we go. Actually, I need the reverse of that. There we go. And we have ourselves the best storage device, the best storage unit in the game. We can store, what is that? 16,777,216 items. Item bytes, whatever. Not necessarily individual items, but regardless. Of 63 types. Unfortunately, the types is limited. There's no way to get a better type storage unit, but still, that does pretty well for us. So that is that. I also had another project in mind. What was it? Right, crafting CPUs. So I want to get into auto crafting as quickly as possible, and to do so, I will be using, or I will be working on right now, a crafting CPU. So there are several components necessary for a crafting CPU, and a CPU just basically allows you to perform multiple auto crafting things at the same time. The more CPU power you have, the more processes you can run simultaneously. Basically the same thing as a processor in real life. Processor and RAM. It's basically like both of those things at the same time. I think the storage is probably more comparable to RAM, while the co-processing unit is more similar to a processor. But regardless, so I want to make the top tier crafting storage, of course, because why wouldn't I? So to do that, I need a 64K ME storage component. This is all vanilla applied energistics, so it's not going to go beyond this. It's not going to use the extra cells stuff, which is fine. There we go, 64K, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So then I also need a crafting unit, which you can also use to fill out your CPU structure. They will not provide any benefit, but it will turn an invalid structure into a valid structure if you just have one spot you don't use. And then of course you can always remove it, this useless piece, and then upgrade it to one of these as soon as you're able to. So it fills the void and can be later augmented, doesn't matter. Or it can be turned into co-processing units. So I'm actually going to do both of these right now. So first things first, I need to make 2 of these. So I'm going to need 2 of you, I'm going to need 4 of you, which I've already grabbed. I'm going to need 4 of you. And then what were the other components? Iron. Just plain old iron. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Oh, actually, while we're doing this, I will show you something else that I've done. I've put the Ender Quarry to work on Mars, and I managed to get a whole ton of Desh. So unrefined Desh, you just smelt it, and it turns into Desh ingots. So that's that. I've also gone ahead and started compiling all the resources necessary to build a tier 3 rocket. Boop. So there they all are. So I'm going to need 33 of these guys to be upgraded. So we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves 33 Desh. I believe it's a 1-to-1. It may not be a 1-to-1. Let's double check. It is a 1-to-1. Okay, so 33. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And we'll leave this running in the background while we're doing this. While we're doing the applied energistic stuff. I was so prepared today. Should be proud. Okay. So that's gonna go. I'm also making Certus drones so I can generate more Certus quartz so I can make more of those storage units. Which will eventually be auto-crafted. Now the reason I'm kind of like beelining to auto-crafting right now is I've been trying to make these solar panels, like, I've just been going steadily at them, and it is not getting me anywhere anytime fast. So I've decided, you know what? I'm gonna make something craft them for me. Take me out of the equation. And hopefully it pays off. Alright, so now... Nope, not this. Boop, boop, boop. And I did not grab the other thing that I need. One of these. Alright, so let's go ahead and make ourselves a 64K crafting storage and a crafting coprocessor unit. Alright, so we have both of those. Now I need to get behind here. And I'm actually going to do this. Here. Save. Right now I've got basically my access tunnels are all accessible from behind here. So I'm gonna try to get myself centered on here. And we will now make our way over. Here. Fantastic. This is exactly where I wanted to be. And there's our ME controller. Perfect. So we have this hooked up to these crystal growth accelerators. The accelerators do not take up any channels, so you'll notice on our dense ME conduit here that under Wayla it says 0 of 32 channels. So each side of the ME controller here can work 32 channels. So we've got the bottom side occupied right now. It doesn't have any channels being used, so I could hook that up to whatever I need to. And then we also have the top of the thing being used. And I believe we even have the back being used, sent over to the drive. Let me double check that. So a channel is basically something that's hooked up to it that requires information to travel both ways. What this is doing right now is it's basically only sending energy to the crystal growth accelerators, therefore no channel is being occupied. Now we have one channel being occupied here, which is sending information back and forth to the drive, to the controller, which is then being sent up and into the display. Oh, fudge. Okay. I just need some room to work here. We will be building lots of multi-block structures out back this way. And I'm actually going to go ahead and replace this with this. There we go. So one channel being used, the ME drive is good. So now I could get another 31 channels occupying this little guy here. And then this cable only moves, I think it only moves one channel. I think it might only move one channel. It might be 8 channels, actually. I think basic cables move 8. Dense cables move 32. But right now it's just hooked up to a single monitor, and that occupies one channel because information is flowing from the monitor to the controller. It's moving back and forth between the two, just as it's moving back and forth between these two. Alright, so for this crafting processor, basically, I'm just going to set this up here. It's not actually going to work, but there you go, device online. So we are now all set for auto crafting, basically, and it occupies 2 channels. So this structure currently occupies 2 channels, or occupies a single channel, and it is being plugged into this guy. So that's probably what I'm going to do, is I'm going to put the coprocessor, or I'm going to put the processor on the same channel as our drive. And that'll be that. Right now, though, I'm not like in a hurry to set that up, so we're not going to bother right now, but still. Okay, so let's head back around then. And we will take a look at some other stuff. So basically, I'm going to be making a large processor. I'm thinking right now I'm just going to be doing a 3x3 grid. So a 3x3x3 structure. So it has to be a cube. An invalid structure would be anything that's not squarey. So it could be a rectangle, could be a cube, but it can't be like an L shape like this. This is an invalid structure. This is a valid structure. And this is a valid structure. This is not a valid structure. So that's the basic gist of it. So as long as it's square-ish, it's fine. And that's in 3 dimensions. So there we go. I'm gonna have to make a ton more of this stuff for sure. ME conduits. That's not so bad. That's really not so bad at all. Okay, cool. Okay. I've had to set our laser drill to pick up Certus quartz. I realized while I was doing all this, so basically what I was using was, I was just using Certus quartz like this every time I did a recipe. Um, and that was inefficient. What I should have done every single time, and this would have been done a lot sooner, was I should have then pounded those into dust, put them together with sand, and used them for that, because that's what I needed for these. So I kept doing this recipe with normal Certus quartz. I didn't. I should have been using pure Certus quartz this whole time. It would have gone twice as fast. And yeah, I kicked myself pretty hard over that, but you know, it's all good. We got there eventually. And then I also learned that I can turn charged Certus quartz into pure Certus quartz. So that was a backup plan whenever things were running a little slow. That's what I would do. So I think the dash is probably done by now. We weren't hearing any banging, so I assume, yeah, you're done. So 33. So let's go ahead and grab a little piece of fluff floating around my face. Okay, let's go here and combine those two. So that's gonna go. And then, oh, I learned how to fill these like super easily. You can just right click on the these things with them. So I just went down below to the one underneath here that's filled with fuel, and I just right clicked with an empty fuel canister. So much easier. So let's actually get to work on that rocket, shall we? Rocket. There we go. So I believe, no, what is the part that I can build? This is the part that I can build. So 8 of you, 2 of you, 2, 2, 2. What piece am I missing? An oxygen vent, right? Yeah, I did not build everything I needed for this. So let's see, that's going to be how much steel? Oh, you know what? It's currently working on something else anyway, so it doesn't matter. But it's going to be 4 steel anyway, so 4 steel, and then what? How much tin? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 2 is 12. There we go. 2 times 2 is 4. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so that's gonna do its thing while we wait. While we wait, I'm gonna put these 2 guys away, and I'll be making tons more of these guys in the future. Like I said, I'm going to start with a 3x3x3 structure. So it's going to be 9 of these and 18 of these. These determine how fast things are going to go. This stores items for the crafting recipe, so that they don't take up spot in your drive. So, not like super necessary, but definitely helpful. And that'll be that. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to do was I wanted to make a pattern terminal. So let's go ahead and snag that. So it's just as simple as getting a crafting terminal like the one we made before that's currently hooked up to our system, and an engineering processor, and there we go, we got ourselves a pattern terminal. Device is online. Okay, so yeah, this must have 8 channels in it, which is cool. So this allows me to basically copy crafting recipes to patterns, which I can then store in ME interfaces, which will insert things appropriately into nearby into nearby things such as molecular assemblers and so on and so forth. So we're going to be going pretty gung-ho here in the future, in the near future with Applied Energistics, trying to get it all under management so that I can go ahead and get all those solar panels done that I need to get done. Maybe make more than one of the top tier ones. And then those solar panels will basically be powering every space. A single solar panel should be able to manage any of our extraterrestrial ventures. Alright, well, we're at time for today anyway, so that's going to do it for this episode, so thank you all for watching. Okay, it just looks like compressed dash. I was a little bit concerned there. Thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed all that fun stuff. As always, if you did enjoy, please consider leaving a like or a comment. Any and all feedback is always very much appreciated. Helps me out a ton, and I do so love hearing from you guys. And do so love. I kind of switched that up a little bit. Oh, I've added more stuff here because we ran into more stuff. So, yeah. The storage room is getting really fleshed out. Fleshed out. Fleshed out? Fleshed out. I can't remember. Regardless, moving on. Stop delaying. See you guys in the next episode, where we will probably be finishing up this rocket first, and then that'll give me some time to do some off-camera stuff for Applied Energistics, like getting the crafting CPU complete and all that sort of shenanigans. Alrighty, but I will see you then. Bye for now.